what's up? So this is the Dawn is Soccer, the very new channel, and it is going to be the very first content on our channel, and it is going to be purely based on the predictions that I am going to make for the Euro 2020, which was supposed to be held last year, but due to the pandemic situation back in Europe, it has been shifted to this particular year, and it is beginning really soon. That is 11th of June 2021, and I'm sure all the football fans all around the world are very very much excited. So the only motive why I am actually doing this video is like actually trying to convey my predictions to the audience out there and share my views and analyze which team is more suitable to win this tournament. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Thank you. Talking about the Euro, there are a total of six groups. Yeah, so like in the first group, that is Group A, we have got Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, and Italy. So there's no doubt as to which team would stand out first from this group, because I'm sure Italy seems to be the strongest, because we have got veterans like Bonucci and Chiellini, and of course the magician midfield players like Chiesa and Barella. So I'm going for Italy in the first position, and the number 12 world ranking number 12 Swiss team I would go for second. And I'm sure Aaron Ramsey Bales would pull up their socks to make it to third position for Wales. So it would be Wales in the third position and followed by Turkey in the fourth position. So we are done with Group A. We're talking about Group B. So we've got teams like Russia, Belgium, Denmark, and Finland. So of course, no doubt, we have seen the recent performances of the Belgium national team. They also have been holding that record of #1 all around the world. So I would go for Belgium, and I would really love to see Lukaku scoring the same way as he does in Serie A back in Italy. So yeah. Furthermore, talking about the second spot from Group B, I would go for Russia, because I very well remember when Russian team knocked out Spanish team in the World Cup 2018 in the penalties. So I would go for Russia in the second stage, and finally I would go for Denmark, and followed by Finland in the fourth position. Talking about Group C, we've got teams like Austria, who also have with them David Alaba, who plays at a very big stage and recently signed for Real Madrid. And we've got North Macedonia, who is going to make its debut for the very first time in an European competition. And we've got Ukraine. We are going to witness some Kulusevski from Juventus. And of course we have got Netherlands, who would be led by youngsters like Matthijs de Ligt, and of course we have got midfield players De Jong from Barcelona as well. So it is going to be interesting. So I would go for Netherlands in the first position, I would go for Ukraine in the second position, and finally Austria would place themselves in the third, I believe, and North Macedonia, although they would place themselves fourth, according to me, they have a lot to learn from this tournament. So when we talk about Group D, so we've got Scotland, we've got England, we have got Croatia, and we have got Czech Republic. So no doubt Southgate's England would be standing first over here, because I'm sure you know the speed giants like Raheem Sterling and Marcus Rashford, and we also know that Phil Foden, one of the most talented youngsters, have had a very great season with Manchester City, and I'm sure like Mason Mount and all would actually pull up their socks to get England onto the first position from Group D. So no doubt we'd go for Croatia in the second position, because they have got some really quality players playing across some of the top leagues around the world, such as Rakitic, we've got Modric, we have got Perisic. So I'm sure like they are going to make it. They are also like the 2018 World Cup runners up, so I'm sure they would do really great. Talking about the third place, I'm very much not sure, but I would go for Czech Republic, as my instinct says, and finally Scotland on the fourth position, right? So from Group E, we've got teams like Poland, Spain, Sweden, and Slovakia. Lewandowski have had a very great season, scoring the record-breaking 42 or 41 goals in Bundesliga itself. But I'm not very much sure if he can perform with the same energy, and if he can perform with the same goal scoring ability for an international team. So I would go for Spain, because I'm sure Luis Enrique has something planned in his mind because he has not brought in Sergio Ramos. He has got youngsters like Eric Garcia and forward like for Ferran Torres and Ansu Fati, and we also have veterans like Thiago and Sergio Busquets in the midfield. So I'm sure that is going to be a great team. I would go for Sweden in the second position because Sweden as a team are a very good performer, and they have been doing really, like, they have always been able to qualify for the European tournaments as well as the World Cup tournaments. So Sweden in the second, followed by Poland in third, and finally Slovakia on the fourth position. Group F, and now this is going to be so amazing, so interesting. I mean, like, three best teams in the world all placed in a single group, and I really sympathize for the Hungarian national team. I really don't mean to like disrespect or something, but we all know the ability of these three particular teams that have been placed with Hungary, and so it is going to be really tough. But according to me, like with Karim Benzema back in the squad, I'm sure it would be like the speed giant. We all know Kylian Mbappe, who is going to make a run and then pass on to Benzema, who would also score alongside Antoine Griezmann. So I'd go for France because we also have got really talented midfielders like N'Golo Kante and Paul Pogba, so no doubt. But because I am really inclined towards Portugal, and also the Portuguese team are pretty much strong this time. We have got centre backs like Pepe, Fonte, and Ruben Diaz. We've got right back, left back playing across one of the most important leagues around the world. We have got the midfield players like Bruno Fernandes, Danilo Pereira, and of course, talking about the forward, we have the goal scoring giant, or the greatest footballer in the, like, the greatest player in the history of football, Cristiano Ronaldo, who would himself lead Portugal yet another time, hoping, like aiming to grab that title once again. So I really want Portugal to do really great this time as well, and I'm sure Jota and Felix alongside Ronaldo would do equally like great to enhance the performance of the Portuguese team. Talking about German national team, I'm sure there are a bunch of talented players all playing from Bayern Munich, but again, like as Thomas Muller recently said, there lacks some chemistry and coordination among the national team players, and that is exactly what I feel as well, and why Germany is not able to perform at an international level. So I would go for Hungary in the fourth. Now, the four best third place teams would surely include Germany, first of all. I would also go for maybe Denmark. I would go for Wales, and finally, I would go for Czech Republic, right? So, next one, when we come towards the round of 16 round, it is going to be Belgium versus Czech Republic in the first round of 16 match, and I would certainly go for Belgium. That is an obvious answer. When it comes to the second match of the round of 16, it is going to be Italy versus Ukraine. So, like, this is not going to be tough unless Italy mess up their match. So I would go for Italy for sure. When it comes to France versus Denmark in the third match of the round of 16, I would go for the French national team. Of course, they have been the World Cup winner recently as well, and they have had a very good friendlies as well. So I'm going for France. In the fourth match, I would go for Croatia because Modric and Rakitic had proved, like, how much as an individuals they could actually contribute towards the team in the 2018 World Cup. So their ability is so commendable, and I really cannot ignore that. Talking about the match wherein we have Spain versus Wales, I would surely want like Spain to qualify because they are one of the strongest teams competing for this title in this particular tournament. Now, when it comes to yet another most interesting match, which is going to be between England and Portugal, I'm sure like the Portuguese team are equally difficult opponent for the English team, but somehow deep down in my heart, I feel England would actually have an edge over the Portuguese national team because they actually deserve it. Talking about Netherlands and Germany, both of these teams have really good and quality players, but both of these teams have not been able to perform really great at an international level. It could be the tactics which is not matching with like with the players, and maybe the managers who need to apply some different stats or something like that. But I'm sure it would be like I would want Germany to qualify because they seem better and they've got more talented players like Sane, Werner, and we've also got centre backs like Rudiger, and we also have veteran Manuel Neuer. So of course. So coming about talking about the last match of the round of 16, it is going to be Switzerland versus Russia. So I would probably want Russia to qualify because they have actually proved their level in 2018 World Cup, and we really cannot say it was merely out of luck because they advanced until the quarterfinals, and that is something really great. Talking about the quarterfinals, now the things will be like starting to get really interesting because only the top notch teams would have qualified until here, and like we all cannot really wait to see who is going to win the Euro title as per my predictions, right? So let's get into this. So when I talk about Belgium versus Italy, both of these teams are equally capable, and we also have equally talented players in both these teams. But considering the lack of form in Belgium strikers like Hazard, and also recently Kevin De Bruyne got his nose injured in the Champions League final, and Italy did perform really well against teams in friendlies. I would actually want Italy to qualify over Belgium because, like, even though they hold the #1 ranking worldwide, I actually feel that the Italian national team is much better than Belgium as for now. So, talking about France and Croatia, is it going to be the repetition for 2018 World Cup finals, which we witnessed? Like there were many people which who actually wanted the underdog team, that is the Croatian national team, to lift the trophy, but it was the French national team because they truly deserved it, and even here they seem to be much more stronger contender as compared to Croatia, and I would go for France, of course. Spain versus England. This is going to be equally tough, but Luis Enrique has got a bunch of like forwards and centre backs who are really young, and I really don't believe he can do much for like he can do much wonders with the youngsters only. So I would go for England because the Premier League players included in the England squad, including Jack Grealish and Mason Mount and Phil Foden, they all are so amazing. They have had a great season. Trust me, honestly, England is one of the best team participating in this tournament. Talking about the last quarterfinal, it is going to be Germany versus Russia, and although the German national team have a really great team, the strength, the capabilities of the players like Thomas Muller, Timo Werner, Rudiger, and Sane, they all are really amazing, but somehow deep down in my heart I feel like if the Russian national team actually give their best, it could be the Russian team who would advance to the semifinals, but the probability is very less for that, and I would go for Germany. Talking about yet another, the first semi-final, according to my prediction, it is going to be between Italy and France. All right, so like Italy, the Italian teams, I'm very much impressed by the midfield players like Chiesa and Barella, who would be making their debut in the European Championship, but they have had a very good season with their respective clubs in Serie A, and I expect them to perform with the same level for the national team as well. And we have got really experienced players like Insigne, Bonucci, Chiellini, I told, and like other midfield players like Jorginho. So like they are going to give a tough fight against the French national team. But once again, I told you about the French national team. I would love to watch Pogba, celebrating in that funny and then humorous and entertaining manner. N'Golo Kante crying out in tears. So I would love to see that. I would love to watch the French national team advancing to the finals of the Euro 2020 because they truly deserve it. Like even the substitute player could like actually make it to the top 11 of other national teams. So I would go for France, of course. Finally, when I talk about the second semi-final, it is going to be England versus Germany. And of course, Low would have to make up his mind or come up with different set of stats or tactics to actually get an edge over Southgate's team, because German squad, although like they really lack some kind of chemistry when they are playing for the national team, and in the English team, there are a bunch of youngsters who have had a great Premier League season mostly, and I would go for the English team for sure. Now, finally, the time has come for the finals of the Euro 2020 Championship, according to my prediction, and it is going to be between the two of the best teams around the world, and that is the French national team and the English team. Of course, the French, I told you right now, the squad would include the next 11 players too, who could actually qualify to make it to the top 11 players in other national teams as well. So I really don't know about the English teams too, which would include Raheem Sterling and Mason Mount, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford. We really have a bunch of good players in the English national team too. We've got Kyle Walker, we have got John Stones, so it is going to be equally competitive. But this time, deep down in my heart, what I feel is this champs will not have a chance over Southgate's young English team, and it would be the English team who would lift the trophy for this time. And I would love to watch them lift the trophy as well, because they truly deserve it, according to me. And right after the Euro, we would also get to see who would be the top scorer in this particular competition. I really hope you enjoyed the video, you liked the content. If you did so, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming up with some more content, like some more videos, maybe my particular views on gameplay of different teams, or maybe it could be an analysis of different teams that I would make. Of course, I'm not a professional analyst, but of course, I can always share my views, and we can always talk about this beautiful sports through this mode of video, right? So, until then, stay home during this pandemic, take care of yourself, and keep smiling. Thank you so much.